When I founded the Arctic Encounter Symposium in 2014, I really felt like, as someone who grew up in rural Alaska, I understand how hard it can be to understand what's happening in regions with really, really unique challenges and really unique ways of life and culture, and all of these important factors that weigh in on this region, especially at this critical time with so many changes happening to their environment and otherwise. So the name Arctic Encounter in this 4th annual conference, we really wanted to hone in on that and ask ourselves to revisit, what does Arctic Encounter mean? What is it about that name that we're so proud of? So really, to summarize, we felt like, well, we can't get you all up into the Arctic or up onto the ice sheet, so we will try to give you an encounter here in Seattle in this venue. We have speakers from around the world, several different countries in the Arctic. We have people from around the United States and other non-Arctic nations as well. We have performers from rural Alaska, Byron Nikolai from Toksook Bay, a really well-known drummer and singer from that region. We have a very well-known Sami performer from Norway who will be performing at the dinner tonight. She comes from a very, very long line of Sami indigenous reindeer herders, so her story is really compelling. We'll have a Norwegian traditional fiddler tonight at the cocktail reception, which will include glacier ice flown down by Alaska Airlines from my hometown, Cordova, Alaska. So I hope that you'll all take a gamble and partake in that if you haven't enjoyed glacier ice before. We also will have Arctic-themed appetizers at the reception tonight to give you a taste. We'll have one appetizer from the US, of course, one appetizer from Iceland, and one from Norway to honor the fact that the Norwegian and Icelandic ambassadors are here with us today. We also have ways of incorporating language, the arts, photography, and painting as well. So the playlist that you'll be hearing throughout this conference is all Arctic artists. So you can kind of soak that in and let it influence your dialogue. The videos that we'll show during every break are videos of drone footage from around the world in the Arctic. So our hope is that you are all experts. You know your specialty areas the best, and we know that you will be having side meetings throughout this conference. But hopefully all of those different factors, all of those pieces of creativity will help foster a more meaningful dialogue and build your network out continuously. So that's kind of the rundown of our goal for these 48 hours, and we're so thrilled to have you here. The next person I would like to call up before we kick off our speeches and plenary sessions is someone I'm honored to introduce as well, Miss Aleka Hammond from Greenland. Aleka is a friend who traveled from Greenland to Paris to speak at the first Arctic Encounter Paris last December. She is the former Prime Minister of Greenland, I believe the first female Prime Minister of Greenland, the chair of the Greenland Committee currently, and also a current member of the Danish Parliament representing Greenland. And she's going to come on stage now to deliver a short traditional welcome in her language. So please welcome her. Thank you.
Koinarsuar maangat tikilluoqusaalluarsinnaagama nunatsinningaani maannarama. Thank you so much for this wonderful welcoming. It's great to be here. I'd like to say a thank you prayer in Greenlandic and hope for good meetings, good spirits, and let also these days be very important to all of you for preparation of Easter. Atatanaranga qonnippatsiquyaniarluta ullumikku sisamangornerup illernertup ulluani ataatimittussani maani katerisimartuni nayussinnaangatta angalangatta paarineqaratta timmisartorluta angalangatta paarineqaratta maani ataatimiqatingittussanngortinneqarluta nunatsinni issittumi inui akornani pissuutsi pillugit uumasuutivut pisuussutivut aalisangaativut nunarsuarpullu pillugu isummersoqatingittussani isumani pittaasuni tunisingit niartsigut isumattortigut аамалу эққарсартариаатсимик пингаруутеқартуми тунитигут инуттут қаллунааюнгалуарпата суунгалуарпаталуунни тамармик исситту пиллугу эққисинартуми атунгақаққусиллутик маана атаатиморхас синнааниассагатта уллуна аггерсуни ингилерн паасасуну паассоқартитсигут исиматусаартитсигут нунарпут инуилу пиллуги қуявунга қуянарсуақ амен